My Own album on why there wasn't No Limit Soldiers featured like the first joint? Like, is it just that you just wanted to prove to the world that you could just do this thing solo? Like, really
Nah, this
solo?
the thing. Nah, this the thing, and this where we, and I guess I could say that we fucked up as people, and definitely black folk. We always go
Mm-hmm.
with the negative part before we think positive. I explain this to anybody in the world. I had a 10 album template that before I met Pete and all that I was already working on. So by the time I got a deal, I just started my 10 album template. That first album was Balls in My Words. So I had already, regardless of the situation, relationship, whatever, I was going to do an album called My Own. Meaning growing from a boy to a man. I had just freshly turned about 23 years old, 22 when I signed the Priority. And, I had like a 7 album structure. So I started laying out my albums in the future. And that was just the second one. The third one was Vintage, and eventually I'm still doing those albums. So for people
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't in tune, but they took it as, oh, well, Bleed saying fuck T, fuck No Limit. And that wasn't the case at all. Bleed was a solo artist, and just like I could work with the Clicker Lations, I could sit in the room by myself, and I had my own individual purpose and solo ideas. So that's all that really was. Due to whatever was taking place with P and maybe Priority, that was their business. P got me my deal, got me in the door, and then I was a solo artist on Priority Records, so I had an obligation. Rather, P was there or not at that point after I signed to turn in the record to Priority. So like I said, that was all my 10 album layout, and eventually the way everything transpired. It looked like a group breakup and all that. You didn't see the No Limit tank on the back of my thing. When truly, I never really signed to No Limit. He just, and I mean, and it was Priority Records. So, LC local record artists and concentration camp. For those that know the origin, know that. And in that quick briefing, that's how fast everything evolved. When the Body soundtrack was coming out, we was making music. He liked that song and gave us the opportunity to put it on that soundtrack and put it in the movie. And the best skyrocketed. Before I know it, I was running out the house, working a day job one day, hustling, doing what I was doing on the side. And eventually, let's take a flight. That flight was the rest of my life, and here we are today. So, I ain't got no regret at the end of the day. So it ain't what people think. At that time, I was new to the industry guys physically and going out to California, so I had the honor of meeting Too Short and Daz Dillinger. And anybody I meet, I try to do a record with those guys. It's who got the time, who gonna do it for real, all that type of shit. So in that evolution, actually Pimp C was supposed to be on that record. And he asked me to, if I know what I knew now, I would have scrapped out of that record and did those songs for something else for Pimp. I can say that now, God bless the dead. That's my big bro, rest in peace, Chad Butler. But in real life, so and now, from different mothers, but streetwise and otherwise. But he offered me, Pimp told me, man, give me 10 grand to produce that whole album. At the time, I was at the end of that record, stereo up trying to turn it in, on my way to Atlanta to record with Too Short when he had moved down that way. And wanted to put, actually, Pimp C was supposed to be on Time and Money with me and Too Short, but he was busy doing something else. He was leaving Atlanta when I was coming to Atlanta. So we all talked about that. So a lot of guys I know I got yet to do records with, man. It's one or two loved ones of the time for us in the industry, streetwise and otherwise. So, at the end of the day, that wasn't the aim. That's how that record evolved. Daz was my partner at the time. He came through for me Too Short years. So next time you look at it, it's 12 Stones. And the only two major features was Too Short Daz off the West Coast. Nobody from the South. So I guess it looked funny to a lot of people and thought, I broke away from No Limit. Me and C-Love them had all the difficulties over the years, just being, we grew together young and grew into this record shit and took it somewhere else. And the same NWA kind of shit, man. We grow the men, you attached to your own opinion, just being born. But, it was his company. He had his own ideas. I had mine. It was a key over us and so on and so forth, growing up that corporate ladder. So, like I said, it's beyond the one man and what happened for what the fans think is easy and just, hey, throw it together like adding water to instant grease. Some shit is like that, sometimes it ain't like that. So, only God knows the ultimate and what it take place in the future. But just give me all my way I'm at with it and where I've been for years. But in the meanwhile, you know what I mean?